did you not choose Jason if you have feelings for him?
I did not choose Jason, although I had for him because Jason is not the person I need. Um, if I'm to commit to someone, I'm looking down the road that eventually they'll be my husband. And I did not see Jason in that role for me.
Okay, not sure. I like that. Okay, cool. So, Jason, I saw the interview with Jason and Liz, and he said obviously he made his feelings known quite early at the art. I think after the art gallery date, he let you know that listen, he's ready to quit this, but the process or whatever, his process come to an end. He's ready to choose you. In fact, he said he chose you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And then he said obviously you said you weren't ready to make that choice. Can you give us a bit more clarification around that, please?
There were like when I say there were conversations that he and I had, there were just things that were concerning to me about no shade to him, but just who he is and where he is in life. To know that he was the person that I could commit to and give me what I need. And I'm not saying provide in a financial sense, but just that we fit together well. You can like a person, but that doesn't mean that they're the person for you. And so, even though he was ready and maybe had seen things in me where he was secure in making that decision and choosing me, I was not secure in making that decision for him. And it's not like he could have shown or done anything else. It's just who he is, and just not any shade against that. I just was starting to see that I like this guy, but I don't think we're the right fit for each other.
What were you looking for, Kyra? Talk to us. No, not in Jason specifics, but let's talk about so that it's not specific to Jason.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you're looking for in this man? Because seemingly Jason seems like the nice guy. You know, he's a good guy. Let me say no. He's seemingly the nice guy. I'm not saying the good guy, the nice guy. You know, he's offering you the emotions. He's telling you he likes you. You know, he seems intentional about his pursuit of you. You know, like what more does Kyra kind of need in order to feel secure? That's what we're trying to find out.
Gotcha. I need someone who is a good communicator. I need someone who is secure in themselves and confident, and that they have a presence about them and not a presence to, belittle anyone else, but just the security and assurance of who they are. I need someone who can lead me, who wants to take that role as the man in leading me, respects me as a partner and respects what I bring to the table, but someone who has that gumption about them to be the man and the head of the household. Someone who is business oriented and savvy, not necessarily have to be an entrepreneur, not saying that, but just someone who is secure in their, career path and, is ambitious in the goals that they're going for. Someone who knows that they want to be married, knows that they want to have children. Someone fun, someone who I could talk about business with, but also, kick back and have a good time with. But ultimately, someone who can be honest and have tough conversations, and someone that I can trust, that they will be honest with me, that they will take care of me, and that they'll always respect me.
Interesting that you said about be honest with you and take care of you. You made a comment on I think the last episode before the reunion, and you said obviously I was expecting Jason to take care of my feelings, and I made a comment on one of my reviews. I said sometimes it gets that. Sometimes women do this thing where they expect the nice guy to take care of their feelings, and they almost know that the other person's a prick, so they can kind of be like, I know what I'm getting with you. Were you shocked that this person, Jason, didn't protect your feelings as you thought he was going to because he was the nice guy?
I will agree with that statement. I did take the nice guy too. And also there was like when I say Jason and I had very vulnerable conversations early on, there was also a certain comfort level that I received with him where I thought that it was a safe space. And there was this wall up with AJ where I was like, yeah, no, AJ, some I don't really know about that. So I will agree with that I did assume that I was safer with the nice guy, and maybe that wasn't always the case.
Okay. Okay. All right. No. Because I think I actually understand you.
What are you thinking? Like what?
No. But well, this is why I got smoked, right? Because I understand that point of view. I know some people don't understand it, but I understand what you're talking about, which is why I made those videos over and over. I was trying to get people to understand the psyche of why someone makes that choice. But in order to do that, I had to explain why Jason was acting the way he's acting, and that's what people didn't like. Because what they were seeing was the nice guy, and I'll keep telling them nice and good are two different things. And this is what we're trying to explain to people to get to understand about relationships. People just see the nice guy and go, you should just date him. No, but the nice guy's not the good guy.
Always the case. And there's just certain things that you don't know everything about everyone. And he could come across like a nice guy, and I'm not saying him to say any guy.
He's not a bad guy, yeah.
He can come across like a nice guy or a good guy or whatever. But one, like you say, there is a distinction between that nice guy, because you could look at like AJ and Jason, and you would presume, like we did, AJ, he's for the street, and Jason is the nice guy, and you would think that you'll be safer with the nice guy than AJ. But I've actually learned that for me personally, it was the opposite. And the consideration and care that besides the whole Alexa situation, I don't know what dude was thinking. There have been instances where AJ actually surprised me in his care and consideration for me that exceeded what I had received from Jason. And not even just in little kind of details and things they pay attention to, or how they handle you, or, how they maintain certain conversations with you that it flipped for me, and I said that I thought it was going to be Jason and not AJ, and I was surprised that it was AJ and not Jason.
We'll have to have a conversation about AJ. That boy out here. I know. Listen, I know he a protector out here because I know firsthand. But I won't say anything. We'll talk after the show. But okay, cool. No, I hear that. I do hear that, and it does make a lot of sense.
And also, just to speak to the
go
good,
for it.
Like, just you should date him. Just because somebody is good doesn't mean that they're good for you. Like, you may need certain things. You may need certain characteristics or certain traits from a guy, and just because he's a good guy doesn't mean that you should ignore all the things that you personally need just because he's good. I feel like that's settling in a sense. And if I feel like I come to the table wholeheartedly and I'm able to give, these things, then I don't see anything in wanting certain things in return. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to settle just for the good guy because he's a good guy. There are certain characteristics that I need from the man that I'm going to be with. So.
Okay.
Not anything materialistic or anything like that. It's more like characteristic traits that I want in my partner. So.
I understand that. Yeah, I know it wasn't a money thing. Yeah, I understand that. You made a comment about, obviously you sensed his energy shifting. It's very hard to explain what that actually means, I'm sure, because it's the energy, right? But what period of time were you noticing that the energy was shifting, and what was your reaction to that?
I noticed it after the men's deliberation. And so when you speak on asking, like, did I let Jason know that I liked him or where he stood, I reassured him where he stood with me after that, because I sensed how that kind of was a little bit of a hit, I guess. And so I tried to provide reassurance, like, yeah, like, this is the process I am, having certain connections with them, but I'm telling you as well as I've told all the producers, as well as I've told the other men, you are still the main one that I'm focusing on. So, like, let's just focus on that. And if we can focus on that, then everything else will just fizzle out.
You know what time it is.